When it comes to selecting a subject for a Bay Area Proud story, I'm always looking for someone who has gone above and beyond to help another person. Well, if you already work for a nonprofit engaged in life-saving work, going above and beyond is a very high bar, one that Luis Mayan easily clears. Donor Network West, based in San Ramon, is the sole nonprofit connecting organ donors with recipients for all of Northern California.
This is our education team.
And working there for 23 years has given Luis Mayan a front row seat to witness every side of the miracle that is organ donation.
It helped me see all of these people, these connections, all of these gifts that are happening all the time, and I wanted to be part of it myself personally.
Which is why 15 years ago, Luis got in touch with an organ transplant center to start the process of donating one of his kidneys.
And the advice I got at the time was, you're really young. Why don't you wait a little bit longer? You do have a couple family members with diabetes. Why don't you wait a couple years longer to make sure you don't develop any chronic disease?
So Luis put the idea on the back burner, but he never turned that burner off. And as the years went by, seeing all the successful transplants he facilitated, all the names he saw taken off waiting lists, as well as the names that weren't, well, it all built up inside of Luis. And although now married to someone with type 1 diabetes, Luis's wife was thankfully very healthy, and he was finally ready.
I just started thinking about somebody else's wife, somebody else's mom out there is not, and they need it now. And I could not stop thinking about this person that I didn't even know. I would think about them every day, and I never even knew who that was. And I just decided, I realized I had waited long enough. I just had to do it.
So in January of last year, Luis went in for his surgery. He says he would have liked to have donated to someone he knew, but he was just as willing to give it to someone he didn't.
I had this memory of the first day on the job, and I'm getting ready to figure out which surgeons to call, and there's this list of thousands of people needing a kidney. And that's when I realized, I don't need to pick. I just want to give it. I just want to give it to somebody in need.
That someone turned out to be a 42-year-old mother from New York who had been on the transplant list for 9 months.
Sandy is included in that meeting.
Someone who may never know that the person who helped save her life is someone who is now back at work, saving even more lives. A couple interesting facts I learned. Jess, I know you're familiar with the chain donation of organs where one person donates and goes down the line. Well, actually, there's another process, and that happened in this case. So the woman who received the kidney in New York, she had somebody who was willing to donate but didn't match her. So she just donated to somebody else, and then that bumped this woman up the list. So if you have that, you go higher on the list, and then obviously was a match for Luis as well. And the other thing that was fascinating is the woman's in New York, Luis is in the Bay Area. He had his surgery done here. And so the kidney was taken out here, put on a red eye. No, on a commercial red eye going across the country to New York. And he says he did not sleep that night as he watched on FlightAware. He watched the flight with his kidney go across the country.
Wow. I didn't know they even did that in commercial flights.
I didn't know they did that either. He says it's very common. They built in a big buffer, so it's very safe. And but yeah, I found that out. I did not know that either.
That's
I thought they had to be in the same city.
Oh gosh, I'd be so nervous if I was sitting next to that guy.
Yeah, but I mean that's a beautiful story, and it just
and we're gonna have some beautiful days.
Keeps the humanity vibe, spirit up. Right?